Hi everyone, this is Evanderberg and this is my e-learning project. I am a high school chemistry teacher and I've looked at Chapter 10, the Digital Habitats Action Notebook to put this project together, and I will be talking a lot about G Suite or Google for Education. My goal for this project is to engage students in learning beyond the four walls of my classroom. That means that after they leave my class, after they've spent 40 minutes with me, they will go and use technology, G Suite or Google for Education, to engage in learning and community. I did start with Chapter 3, and I thought about myself as a steward, a technology steward. I am their teacher, and I actually, Hi everyone, I am Evanderberg, and this is my e-learning project. I am a high school chemistry teacher. My community consists of 15 to 16-year-old students, and in my project, I use Chapter 10, the Digital Habitats Action Notebook, to plan for my project. And my project looks at using Google for Education or G Suite. In Chapter 3, I used the Action Notebook to think about myself as a technology steward, and I answered those questions. And then step 1 was to understand my community. So I spent a lot of time thinking about my student community, my school district, its circumstances, and some of the roadblocks that I might be experiencing. My community orientation would specifically focus on these two key features, which is giving students access to expertise. That would be their teacher, that would be me, and I would be personalizing learning. I would be able to see where the weaknesses are, and I would be able to, in this community, answer their questions and help them to gain skills and knowledge in the subject area. I also looked at, I took an inventory of G Suite or Google for Education, and I find that it has wonderful tools, wonderful features, and it's easy to use. I believe we've just started. The only big gaps really are sometimes my students have language gaps or math gaps, but again, that can be done with online learning, distance learning using G Suite. Step 2 was to provide technology for my group and looking at resources and constraints. The district does have a high level of control, but it's really not a problem. G Suite is ad-free, and it is free, and it is very easy to use this platform. It is actually a community platform. Our entire district is using G Suite. The students have been given Google accounts, which they must use, and also the teachers are using the same Google account, or Google Gmail, I should say. In seeking a solution, I looked at what might be some tool issues based on Chapter 5, and I do think a little bit of tension exists between using the tools and the individual. When I look at the group versus the individual, I would like to focus on asynchronous individual participation and creation of objects of learning. Again, based on Chapter 4, Google for Education is great. It is adequate, it is good, access is easy, and it is complete. My plan for change is that I really do need to always to implement this. I do have to be a full year ahead of my students, and I've tried to do that. I've already gotten started, and I am ahead of my students. In the everyday, I try to show them good practice. I always show them that you can experiment, you can practice, and that you can be a good steward of technology. What's great about G Suite is that it actually easily allows you to access historical data and archive data. I'd like to now take you to my top Google for Education tools. I've looked at these tools, and I've used my book, my hacking, to show what's even better or what's been undiscovered about, let's say, Google Drive, Google Classroom. For example, in Google Classroom, you can actually create an avatar and create announcements, which is kind of fun. I've tried that. I've given myself a nice little voice and a nice outfit. Gmail is great in that we only have scratched the surface. You can create folders, you can customize Gmail. Same with calendar. I find that I can create a calendar for each one of my classes. Google Docs, it allows for great collaboration. Google Sheets, it allows you to include add-ons. Google Slides, it empowers students to show what they know about a topic by creating a presentation. Google Forms, exit tickets are no longer, are really wasteful. No longer waste paper, go paperless. Instead, gain feedback in seconds from Google Forms. Google Sites, very easy to create a Google site. I've tried it, and the students can even try and create their own Google site. I've used Google Meet to connect with the community. I've used it in the classroom. We've actually shared our screen, our computer screen, while we were doing a lab. It turns out that I'm not using Screencastify right now, but Screencastify is actually an extension, a Google Chrome extension. I recently discovered Google Keep. It's really a sticky note system that allows you to collaborate and put sticky notes on a wall. Just started to use it. You can always create a visual graphic organizer using Google Drawings, and that's a great way for students to really show that to create artifacts that show their learning. The last Google for Education hack that I'd like to show you is you can always connect with a larger community based on your interests. I'd like to just end with a few final thoughts. I have been reading a few articles about Google's motives for giving away millions of copies of G Suite for Education, and I was suspicious at first, but now I actually love the product as an educator. I'm actually thinking of getting Google certified. Google does guarantee an ad-free environment, and they probably have gotten us very comfortable with using their product. These are my web sources. I hope you enjoyed my project. Thank you.